Hey everybody, Dylan here from DHT. Now today we are going to be reading a Quickie article. Today's Quickie article is going to be talking about Chris's shenanigans in 2018. 2018 is the 10th year of organized trolling. That means that these people have been fucking with this man online for over a complete decade now. This year was marred heavily by the influences of the Idea Guys and the Teen Truth Squad. And I've already done videos on both of these subjects, so if you want to know more, check those out. The former, 2018, revealed the depths of their maliciousness as the Idea Guys began systematically violating Chris's closest held beliefs and interests, gaslighting him to the point where the three of them were demanding Chris to furnish them with money and expensive game consoles, as well as threatening to defraud him or even report him to the FBI for being a pedophile, before being torn down by Noel and several other Kiwi Farms users. For the Teen Truth Squad, they made Chris further detached from reality by insinuating Chris to the dimensional merge and taking over his Twitter account. He also attended multiple conventions this year, being kicked out of one of them for being too handsy with other visitors. January, after hearing a rumor of a panel dedicated to him, Chris decided to travel to DC to attend MagFest. Not only was he correct, but he also received a surprisingly warm welcome. He was still under the influence of the infamous Idea Guy, declaring the marriage of Mewtwo, Magi-Chan, and smashing a doll on camera under the belief that it was bugged by Nazis. I really want to talk about this Nazi stuff one day. There's a lot of stupid shit involving it, so hopefully I get to talk about that soon. The Idea Guy was finally doxxed on January 22nd, revealed to be Kiwi Farms user Joshua Wise. More information was leaked about the Idea Guy, including fake news clips, audio recordings, and what appears to be unfinished works for CWCki. There were also apologies to Alec Benson Leary, the guy who created Asperchew, and Michael Snyder, the guy who owned the gameplays. More of CWCki 12.9 was uploaded. Chris also tried to sell his old Pokemon cards, ostensibly tried to fix Barb's teeth. After being doxxed, Joshua Wise fell quiet, but began doubling down on his plans, unbeknown to everyone else at the time. Wise was just one of at least 3 Idea Guys, who as a group decided to begin their habitual abuse and exhortation of Chris. In February, Chris tried to sell on Lulu again and sold damaged art for $100. He continued to debate reality cartoons and turned 36. Chris Chan, you're getting old. Other than these, this month saw very little activity from Chris. Usually his birthday isn't very active. Chris is pretty quiet around his birthday nowadays. March, this month mostly consisted of Chris selling items on eBay. This is where a lot of the creepy Barb videos came from. These included a scalp ticket, bootleg Pokemon cartridges, and Cole's old comics. Towards the end of the month, Chris made references to finding not one but 2 sweethearts. To top the month off, Chris also got arrested for trespassing after Forbidden and revealed his true ancestry. April was a surprisingly turbulent month for several reasons. He revealed to the public that he is now bisexual. His need for money became even more desperate as he began making more begging videos and took paid video requests again. His desperation reached its peak when he began to sell the Omnifest ring and licked 2 penis drawings on the wall so a customer would buy them. Chris was also in contact by 2 aspiring trolls. One of them tried to impersonate a former CWCki professor, driven mad by him. Another paid for his BronyCon fees so he could earn fame. Yet again, more people giving Chris Chan money thinking that they're gonna end up in Christery. Really, you're just gonna be a laughing stock because you were stupid enough to donate money to Chris Chan. May, while not as turbulent as April, combined with a drop of Patreon donations and increased presence of weens, especially from Michael Hirtes, I hope I said that name right, Chris reached a breaking point, lashing out at anyone trying to interact with him and posting a video regarding the drama. Chris would then reveal 2 sweetheart, Crizzle Rosachu and Magi-Chan. Later on, he would resume his work on CWCki 12.9 to recoup his losses. Tragedy would strike in the Chandler household as Sorber and Polo would go MIA and die of natural causes respectively. I think that's 2 of his animals. At the end of the month, Chris would meet Cops. I'm gonna say it's Cops. Where they would make a video together. I don't know who that is. Sorry, I have no clue who that is. Let me click on their article. Maybe I'll have to do a whole video on them. Let's see who they are. Copids. Oh, just some random people apparently. June. Chris was interviewed by Count Dankula and continued to sell junk, including autograph photo with Jule written on it. He attended too many games and was thrown out after touching people inappropriately. In July, Chris's March trespass case was finalized with no apparent punishment, like usual. The farms had the point to decide enough was enough regarding the idea guy's influence. Noel revealed to Kiwi Farms that there were in fact more than one idea guy, and that one of them was the same Joshua Wise from earlier that year. With Noel, Marvin, and the captain having initiated a counterattack against the idea guys, Noel leaked the bad beginning and Crizzle torture, revealing how fucked up Joshua and Stephen Boyd's torment of Chris was. He also revealed that they had scammed Chris out of $6,000 in donations, yet again another reason to not donate to Chris, and expensive electrical goods, and had threatened to falsely report him to the FBI for being a pedophile. Chris finished Sonichu 12.9, insisted that his magical powers were real, and attended BronyCon. August, Chris released a brief comic about the idea guy's corruption of the Sonichu verse. He colored his shoes and forced Barbara to make several begging videos selling photograph posters and blankets. September, a quiet month except for revealing Twitter rant about Barb, and Chris also became preoccupied with Bowsette and was sued for debt. Because for those of you guys who don't know, Chris is in a lot of debt and he is in a lot of trouble money-wise, and it's sad because he keeps getting conned out of money and wasting money even though he desperately needs it. October, the major highlight for this month starts out with Chris displaying his anti-P-Mert sentiment for the first time in a year by uploading Down with the Tyranny rally in Hawaii. Chris made a series of cryptic tweets and a video regarding a so-called dimensional merge where our universe and his imaginary universe would collide into one. At the same time, he tried to reunite with Megan, only to stop when he realized that she is armed. Yes, he actually made a video saying that she had guns in it. He wasn't going anywhere near her, thank God. He also spurged about Sonichu merch site, donating its proceeds to Autism Speaks instead of him, even though that's basically the same thing, and at least they won't waste the money. In the end, Chris would introduce Patches, a new kitten, along with 2 others later on. And I made a video talking about the kittens too. November. The month started with a major drama as Patches would die earlier in the month, and Chris would continue to talk about the dimensional merge. While the real world, his car died, he uploaded a video of himself masturbating, which is masturbating for those of you guys who don't know Chris Chan lingo, and contributed to Shrek Retold, which is a thing where they take all the scenes from Shrek and reanimate it. Chris actually did a scene and he didn't even know Farquaad's name. Didn't make a video on that, but I'm pretty sure Gibby did, so try to find that video if you can. December. As December drew closer to its end, Chris grew more desperate as the dimensional merge has yet to happen. It was supposed to happen before the new year of the next year, which is this current year, and it didn't happen, spoiler. This coincides with an order to pay debt from Midland Funding. The Teen Troon Squad, who were close to contact with Chris since later periods of the year, grew more aggressive with their trolling tactics, leaking several never-before-seen videos on Twitter before their hubris caused them to be exposed. Yet again, like the idea guy, more trolls were thrown under the bus by Noel of Kiwi Farms. And that sums up 2018. 2018 was a very active year in Chris Chan trolling. It really got a new Chris Chan market open on YouTube. Several people hopped into talking about Chris Chan. Hell, even I hopped into talking about Chris Chan on YouTube in 2018. 2018 was a memorable year, and I don't think 2019 has been as good as 2018 was. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys found out something new today that you didn't know beforehand. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.